what a confusing episode. I mean, I know Bitter agrees. I don't know if you agree, Sky, but um, yeah,
Yeah.
it was really really confusing. The edit to me was horrible this episode. It was just all over.
Yeah.
That like step 1, step 2 corny ass shit they
I
try
was
to
like,
do.
what? I was like, what?
That scene would
Like,
have been so much better if they just showed Jesse talking instead of freezing the picture and then
yeah,
doing
well,
little font.
That
they
shit
like
was so
tried to
corny,
do
bro.
to do like an old fashioned like kung fu movie. Like,
Yeah, it
I
was
don't
like
understand.
a heist of like,
Yeah,
okay,
well,
this
yeah,
is how
no,
everything went down.
yeah, well, it's kind of like that Kill Bill style of like where it's like the like being cheesy but trying to be like cool cheesy. I don't know.
It was
It's
just such
I
a
don't
lame
like it.
attempt. It was like a kindergartner could have done that. Okay, freeze
Yeah.
the frame.
That's like
and then
something that
draw
we,
on it
we
and say
that we would
step
do in
one.
like my high school
Bro.
digital media class.
Literally, that's so easy to edit that shit.
Like
come
so
on.
goofy, bro. And then on top of that, I
Goofy
gotta say, as
edit,
far
bro.
like and that's just like the physical edit. But as far as the boot edit, I thought the boot edit was okay. Noel did get a boot edit. That's the only good thing about the edit. To me, everything else was so confusing. When they were talking about how okay, now there's a fall man, and now I need one extra person, but we can actually get Gabler to make it one extra. I'm like, what are you? I'm so confused. Who's voting? I was just very confused for a large portion of the episode. I thought, if anything, the best part of the episode was the first half, which is what we'd usually roast, which is the emotional moments, because at least we understood what was going on there. Whereas, and to me, I feel like the second half, especially like we're really just everything after the immunity challenge, so confusing.
Yeah, I don't know why some people voted the way they did. Like, why did Sammy vote Carla at the end?
Well, I just don't even know. Like, I didn't even understand the problems, like, or sorry, the targets, like, or the plans. I'm so confused, and I feel like I would consider myself like a super fan of the show. So if I'm confused, there's got to be casuals walking away confused, and other super fans as well. I mean, we're all confused. So it's just
There were three main targets, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's Noel.
Jesse's side is going after Noel. Okay. Noel's going after Carla, and then Gabler was going after Jesse. And then at some point, I think the Noel going after Carla thing got scrapped.
Yeah.
Somewhere, but they never really touch on what all those people do now.
So I forgot. Wait, what's the vote again? I forget.
At the end, what actually happened?
Yeah. What was the vote? I forget. It's just so confusing.
It was like everyone voted for Noel, and then like there was like 2 votes for Carla and 1 vote for Sammy. I assume Noel's the one that voted for Sammy. But
did Owen vote?
Yeah.
Carla and Sammy voted Carla. Is that what?
Yeah,
happened?
and I think
what Gabler voted no wait no
Noel voted Sammy, I think, or one of the women.
Okay,
Sammy.
Noel voted Sammy. But it's like to get there, it was so confusing. They could have just done a basic boot edit. That's funny. They could have done a basic boot edit where they show Noel making all these plans and it blows up in her face. But instead, they showed Noel making a plan, then Carla making a plan against it, then Jesse coming in and doing the whole weird like 3-step thing. Then within that 3-step thing, there was a fall guy, which I had no idea what the hell that meant.
It was Sammy,
and then no, it was. Wait, was it Sammy?
No, Sammy was
Sammy.
Because he's the flip flopper.
And then the fall guy was for Noel. It's just like, and that's just half of it. To me,
that's why we can have nice things.
Like yeah, exactly. Like I'm just so confused. Like what? Like to me, this like if we all have to convene just to understand at least where the votes in the end went on, let alone all of the plans that were formed, there's an issue. Like there's a serious issue. I was sold that this episode was going to get the season back on track. I don't think it does that for me. I mean, I guess it's better than the past 3 episodes because at least there was a big blindside. But Jesus, that was like maybe one of the worst like edited episodes I've ever seen of the show. I mean, I can't think of an episode that was edited more poorly than that one, because they had the opportunity to make this a fun, like almost at the same level as like the high, or like not maybe not the Shan boot, but definitely like the high boot from last season, and they just messed it up so bad. I mean, it was so confusing. I was so confused for this whole after the immunity challenge. To me, was just a complete blur of confusion. I'm kind of still lost, to be honest.
I don't know. It was like they like laid out the entire plan, and it was like, well, there's no more suspense anymore because there's no way that Noel doesn't go home at this point.
Right. Like, and then they tried to overcomplicate it to suffice for having the whole plan out on the table and it being boring. And they made it too complicated. It's like, just pick one. Is it going to be simple, guys?
They should have cut the Gabler going after Jesse stuff, because that just made everyone be okay. I guess this is Jesse's blindside episode.
Right. Just at least cut that out, but then also clarify, like, okay, what is, like, so Jesse's doing the 3 steps, like, and like which one is so much like this to me kind of sums it up, where it's like this guy says, "Fuck, man," like people just talking about this episode is confusing me, and that's what I'm saying. Like, literally, just us talking about it confuses me more. It doesn't help me. It actually confuses me more.
Yeah, and we think the editing, I think we agree that it's the editing that made it confusing, not like it's
right.
Whoa, there was so much going on. It was so awesome.
Right.
Not like
it's
crazy awesome.
It's like a Game Changers episode where it's like or like an Edge of Extinction type of episode where it's like there's so much going on, or like a Winners at War episode where there's just a lot going on, except in those episodes, in those seasons, there was a lot strategically going on.
Yeah.
In this episode, it really wasn't the strategy. It was just the editors trying to get really, really fancy and ended up blowing up in their face, at least from my perspective. You guys can disagree, but I feel like this completely blew up in the editor's face.
Well, I think most episodes have this amount of strategy going on. They just cut out the stuff that's not relevant. Like the Gabler stuff would be cut out in a normal episode, but that stuff probably happens all the time. So just adding it doesn't make it seem like, oh, there's all this strategy going on. It's just confusing.
And that's the thing, is like, that's not even the main argument. Like this is actually like the side story. Like the Gabler thing was the side story. The main thing was Jesse and his plan, and then it not working. No, it worked out. Okay, so at first I thought it didn't work out. So then, okay, Jesse's plan works out to get Noelle out. So then why do they show all of that piling up at the end against Jesse, but then it doesn't make any sense?
Just to keep it suspenseful of, is it Jesse or is it Noelle?
But that's the thing. I thought it was supposed to be Carla at some point.
I know that's what they did. They dropped the Carla
thing. They did, like,
it's so. And then Sammy's coming up. Even I thought for a second Gabler could get votes because he was playing. I was just so freaking confused. I'm still really, really confused.
It's weird because the Carla thing did go away, but obviously some of them still thought Carla was up for debate, so that's why Sammy and Owen and stuff still voted Carla.
Yeah.
So it's like not everyone was like toward the plan of voting out Noelle.
So Owen's on the bottom, Cassie's invincible, Sammy and Gabler are all over the place, and Cody and Jesse and Carla all have idols. Yeah,
basically, yeah.
Yeah, Jesse kind of has Cody's
and you think that like you'd be having a fantastic like a Final 8 episode with that, but no,
it's a Survivor, bro.
No, yeah, it's no, it's just it's a no. Wait, one wasn't red. Oh yeah, and the one that wasn't red was probably for Noelle. So then, if that's the case, then it's 5 on Noelle, and then Sammy and Owen voted for...
I think it was Owen. I'm not positive. I know
Sammy and Owen voted for who?
Carla for
Carla.
So it's like split the votes, I think.
Which is weird now, considering last week with Carla and Sammy working together.
Even discussed this. So this was the most confusing part for me. It's all the split votes. So there was like originally a split vote plan on what, half 3 on Carla, 3 on Cassidy. The only split vote that I can like actually say out loud and understand from this whole episode is that one. The rest of them, I was so confused. At one point there was a 4-3 and then a 4-2 and then a 4 just straight up vote, 4 votes, and then they got a 5th in Gabe. Dude, it's just so confusing for such non-sophisticated gameplay. Like, it's not something like in Winners at War, it was just the highest level of gameplay we had seen, and that's why we had episodes like the second Tyson boot where you would literally walked out like, wait, hold on, so this number and this number. But it's like at least they tried. Like this, they tried way too hard, and they ended up making a very confusing boot. I mean, the only saving grace is that they did give Noelle a pretty good boot episode. Like they built her up and showed why she went home. But then they just confused me with so much all this other stuff. It was just so confusing. I
think in old past Survivor, this would have been the Jesse episode of him just Jesse making a great move of taking out Noelle.
But then they keep trying to like they keep trying to like make these moves look like Carla's. I don't understand. Like, which
maybe
because
she's a winner. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying for like 3, 4.
Well, no, because then like Gabler went up to Carla and he was like, "Oh yeah, we're doing this one." She's like, "Yeah, we're doing that." And then like it was like,
it's like all these moves. Like
that sets up Cody or Jesse to go home next week. Honestly,
right. And oh my god, it's so confusing. Okay, so all right, let's talk about other things besides all this ridiculous strategy. What do you guys think of the moment at the challenge? I thought that was the only piece of genuine like challenge emotion like because we've gotten so much emotion in the challenges, and wow, that's a powerful moment.
Yeah, that one, like, the only one that's actually deserved.
Yeah, like
this
one
is
was
the only
actually,
one that I was like, okay,
this is the only one where I was actually watching and like actually paying attention and actually cared a little bit about what was on my screen. The rest of them, I was just like, oh, okay, like,
it's way better than watching Sari try to finish the challenge after the challenge is over.
Well, even that to me, at least it fulfills the arc of like woman on the couch. This when
on the couch doesn't finish.
When it was Janine and Noelle in the nets, and they were like trying to make that emotional. It's like, bruh, that's not emotional. You got stuck in a freaking net. This to me made sense. This actually warranted some emotion.
Because the challenge was never over.
The fact that she had actually won the challenge, I think it was a very well deserved moment of emotion. And then after that, we get the family visit. And as I was telling Bitter earlier, because he was like, oh, I think it's kind of boring to watch them just read letters. And I said, I agree. I feel like doing letter reads is almost like, so it's so hard as a viewer to get in the mindset and really care about it because you're not there. You don't know the people who are writing, and they're also reading off a piece of paper. Like that's so boring to watch.
It's also only 19 days. You haven't seen your family.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's not that deep, bro.
Like, but I had, yeah, exactly. And but I had said at least, for that, I feel like we did get the right people. If that was Carla Cassidy, like,
sure,
yeah, like, come on now, like, no,
she doesn't have family home. She has food at home.
But that's the thing. Is like I didn't even think that was like that bad because I feel like we got people who we care about, and it felt like deserved emotion because of the fact that these people's arcs had been paid off. These people have been built up as characters. We got like three of the biggest characters I think left in the game. Maybe you can count out Sammy just because his edit for the whole season is bigger, but right now Sammy's edit is probably smaller than most of them.
I mean, I guess Cody could have been added.
Cody, obviously, but
I'm like, I have no problem with the family moments. It's like I wish I felt more of like, man, they've been out here for a long time. They're struggling. They have nothing, but it doesn't feel like it's like I don't care. You haven't seen them in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yep. And to me, like I agree. I feel like it could have been worse though. Like it could have been a much worse.
It could always be worse.
And on top of that, to me, compared to the other sob stories we've seen where we just don't care at all, I did at least care like a little bit. I was like, okay, like that at least makes sense because I think at this point we're getting to like the point where these emotional moments don't even make any sense anymore. Like they actually like logically don't make any sense. So this at least made sense. The part for me that just like ruined the episode was like the last 30 minutes. I was just so confused on what was going on, and I'm still
if
very,
you would have cut out that family stuff, you could have probably explained better what happened.
Yeah,
at the
probably. And you know what? This is also confusing here. Sammy is just falling apart. Like,
yeah, now he's the flip flopper this episode out of nowhere.
And I was trying to tell you, Bitter, like he is now like becoming a very passive player.
But no one's talked. I agree kind of now because people are talking about it in confessionals. No one was talking about Sammy negatively.
Right. I had sniffed it out before they even talked about it. That's good on me. So I feel like to me, Sammy's edit is so confusing. He's gotten such a great edit. He's been the player who's going to play super aggressively, who doesn't care about it. Who's just going to say, screw it, I'm making a big move. And he just like keeps talking about it, but he never actually does it. He's always a follower in the game or actually on the wrong side of the vote.
Well, he's very similar to in a Gabler spot now. He's very similar to that spot.
Well, it's funny.
He's just there, but people count him as a number, but they aren't targeting him.
At this point on paper, Gabler's probably played the best post merge. I mean, he's in this vote. He's in the past 3, and I would have said that big Ellie blindside.
I would have said that if he took out Jesse tonight, I would have said Gabler's playing the best, but that's not
fine. But at least he's playing one of the best post merges on paper.
No, the best post merge players are Jesse and Cody, but no one talks.
I'm saying on paper he has not played a bad post merge, despite the fact that we all see his edit. And we're like,
you can say on paper, Cassie hasn't played a bad post merge either. She's actually gotten out her biggest rival and stuff like that.
But Cassie doesn't have
she also voted.
I know. I'm just saying you can say anything. Basically, anyone right now you can say.
Well, I think
played a terrible game.
No,
what you mean, no, bro?
No, you
what
can't.
You mean? Everyone left in the game. Owen hasn't
No,
played a terrible
you
game.
cannot
Cody
make an
hasn't
argument
played a
that
terrible game. Sammy
you
hasn't played a
cannot.
terrible
Yeah,
game.
I mean, I
Cassie
kind of
hasn't played a
I see what
terrible
Sky's
game.
saying.
But it's wrong.
Scabler's on the same level as like Owen and Sammy. And
like Gabler hasn't like really played
Gabler
a like
is
complete
not
terrible
on the same
game.
level gameplay wise.
I'm not saying they're on the same level. I'm saying no one's played a terrible game. I'm not like
the only people playing
fine.
masterful
No one's
games right now is
argued
Sammy.
that-
Is not Sammy, Jesse and Cody, but they're not being edited as being the masters of the game.
which is why
they've been in control of every vote. And they basically ran this episode.
That Carlo's gonna win or something like that, or Cassie's gonna win because the dudes that are actually like behind everything aren't getting that well. Like Cassie's like, I'm annoying as hell, but I took out my biggest rival, so I'm a queen or whatever. And they're
the only person to me that's gotten any credit for being like actually playing a good game and being in the majority for the most of the post merge is Cody. And even then, we all have wariness about Cody's because he's the fan favorite. The fan favorite usually doesn't win, especially the male fan favorite. So it is a bit confusing. I think the only person at this point who's been in control, has actually gotten the edit that they deserve is Cody. He's gotten like basically an edit exactly proportional to what he's done. He's played a good game. He's been in the majority. He's made some decisions, but for the most part, it is his ally. So he's getting a meh, like almost kind of a genius edit, but not really. Jesse to me is his edit's not even close to what his gameplay's been so far.
He should be getting like the David edit.
Literally like the perfect edit. He should be getting the perfect player edit, and he should have been getting that edit for a while.
Like even if he loses, at this point he's made it far enough to be like, okay, he's the guy who ran the season but went out. But he'd be the David from like Millennials vs Gen X, and Ken's kind of Cody a little bit.
I think at this point, can we say that he's played a better game than Omar at this point? I don't think we can necessarily. I think Omar has played a better game. Just because Omar gets taken out by such
I'll say Omar. I think the competition's harder for Jesse.
Probably,
yeah,
probably, but is it though? I mean,
Jesse's got two idols. Did Omar?
The bottom players on 442, right. like Romeo, like these just like Chanel, whatever. Like those are yes, like they suck. But the bigger players aren't horrible. Like Drea and High. And Mike.
No, I mean I'm not saying they're horrible. I would just think if you looked at it, I would think you would probably agree that this is. I do
agree. I feel like the people who are left right now being Carla, like if Cassie's the worst player, I get it.
These players aren't amazing, but they're not like stupid though.
Right.
Like they're not just gonna like do whatever.
They're not like
dumb
as rocks, and they're not gonna give the game to you.
Yeah.
Similar to how Marianne was kind of given the game at the end, and definitely how Erica was given the game at the end. So, I'm just hoping for not another repeat of this female winner who we all don't like. That would be nice.
So I'll say Cassie. I'll say Carla. I would, as much as we joke about her, I would say at least she earned it.
No, definitely.
And she didn't do any pity crap.
Correct.
So far.
Whereas, and I feel like a Cassie win, which is what like a lot of people are saying, like my theory is Cassidy wins. It's like if she wins, we have problems. Carla win, I'm chill. I can make tons of content off of that. A Cassidy win? Are you kidding me now?
I think they'd be editing her way more if she won because they already got crap for Erica not being edited that much. And then
talking about Cassidy?
Yeah, if Cassidy won.
Agreed. I feel like there's no way that they wouldn't like take advantage of having a third female win in a row who's playing under the radar and actually give her the edit. The one that they kind of gave Marianne, or at least improved on with Marianne's edit. I'm just
being real, do people like Cassidy on the season?
Sorry. I mean, yes.
Like I know Ryan doesn't like her. I know that like I can't imagine Sammy's the biggest fan. Or
I think they think of her as a number. I don't think they're worried about it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone sees her as a player except for maybe James.
Well, the reason why I'm just a bit worried is because she hasn't really gotten like a bad edit. They're kind of like editing her as like.
I mean, not many people have gotten a bad edit. Like her and Jesse's edits are about equal. Even though Jesse's gotten a super lacking edit compared to his game, their edits like line to line are about the same.
Well, that's kind of the problem of new survivors. Everyone kind of has the same boring edit,
right?
Because they want to make everyone give everyone their chance to shine.
I said it in my video. I think this is on Monday where I said like they like back in the day, like in like Panama for an example, right? There's like the heroes that your Terrys and your Cerise, and there's your villains like your Chases and your Courtneys, and there's Aris, just like the normal person edit. And they're giving everyone the Aris edit. Like literally every freaking person is the Aris edit in this new era. And it's so frustrating because it's like everyone can't be normal. It's reality TV.
Oh
Like,
God,
come on
fuck
now.
ours. Hate ours.
Everyone's like that bland. No one's too
Right.
problematic. Man.
Right, exactly. And it's frustrating because like I get not doing like overly like bland heroes, but how can you like how do you say villains? Nah. Like what? Like
Yeah, we're
the
just not doing
villain?
villains anymore.
Like yeah, we're just not gonna do villains anymore. Like they I get like maybe like taking your foot off the gas for the heroes because heroes can get a bit played out. Like we saw the heroes tribe in HVV kind of fall apart for that reason because like we found the villains more interesting. But we're gonna go away from villains now. There's no villains anymore. Are you kidding? Like come on.
I think the first 10 seasons of Survivor, the heroes were the thing.
Right.
But after that, villains is what drew everyone to Survivor.
And then in this new era, we now see, right? I mean, like, there's like what? There's just normal people. There's just artists. Everyone's artists. Come on now.
What I mean by villains, just people who are just like cutthroat, ruthless, and they're always out. The people who are always out there ready to make
crying
a move.
on the show nowadays are considered a villain at this point. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Jesse crying, I was like, come on, get out of here.
Come on.
You're like, it wasn't that bad, bro. It's been like 2 weeks. Like, come on. It's
well,
not that bad.
and that's the thing for me is like I remember kind of saying it out loud during the episode. Like, why does everyone have a sob story scene? Like, not one person is just an emotionless, cold gameplay player. Like in past seasons, do you think they show Russell Hantz sobbing over anything, even if it actually happened?
Well, they did show him sobbing.
No. I know, I know, but I'm saying like in a basic format, if you only have one episode to show Russell Hantz as a character, you're not showing him sobbing. You're showing him playing the game hard and ruthless. To me, everyone is shown like super emotional and vulnerable and oh my god, and they never say anything wrong. It's just like everyone's a bit too normal and perfect. And
you think they're cutting out a lot of the trash talk in confessionals and replacing it with sob stories? Probably. Usually confessionals is all trash talk of other players.
I mean,
that
like
was the best part.
Even as recent as like and this is not a good example, a good season, but even as recent as 39. Let's take the last newbie season before this whole thing just fell apart. 39, you see beefs between Missy was having tons of beefs, Aaron and Missy versus everybody, Tommy and Dean and Lauren. And it was like,
I think on the Idols might actually be a direct cause of this because they don't trust their cast anymore. It seems like, what I'm saying.
True.
I feel like IOI might be the reason why we have all these safe casts because they don't feel like they can really trust the casting process anymore, and they don't want to try to get anyone too out there because of stuff that happened on 39.
Well, and I agree because they cast like someone like Missy, right? She has tons of conflict. Great character to watch. Hope she comes back, despite the fact that I disagree with her on a lot of like political stuff. She's a great character. She's always beefing with somebody. She's playing the game super aggressively. She's cold, calculated. She's great to watch, fun to watch. We're not getting any of that. Like the fact that Missy in this era would be considered like the best player. Oh my God, what a fantastic, like iconic character. That's bad. That's really, really bad. The fact that Missy is considered like Russell Hantz in this era. That's bad. That's a problem to me.
Yeah, I'm missing the bigger than life characters.
Yep.
I feel like you need those. Even the ones who aren't like, even token sheens, right? You got like your Steven and you got your JT, who were basically Jesse and Cody this season.
Right.
But then you got your crazy characters like Coach and Tyson to keep you entertained while they're doing the good strategy.
Well, and it's like nowadays, obviously you can't expect a coach, but there's not even a Tyson. There's no Tyson.
Tyson's just as you see.
There isn't even a Debbie. There isn't even a Debbie. There's someone who's just like kind of weird. Like
you get the commercial of Tyson crying about peanut butter. He's falling so hard.
Stupid. Oh my god.
Wait, what'd you say?
Well, there was
Tyson crying about peanut butter from.
Oh yeah, that was stupid. I wanted to punch him in the face when he said that.
It was the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me.
This is brought to you by Consumer Seller. Like
that's what Survivor is now, though. That scene is basically what Survivor is now.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me.
If
like,
only
are you serious?
We had known in that finale where Tony and Sarah do the fire making that might be the last like legitimate like moment.
Oh yeah, that's the last legitimate win. Every win like this is like Marianne and who won before? Erica technically won Survivor the same way like OJ Simpson's technically never murdered anyone. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, well, exactly, because it's like they won, but did they really win?
They won this whatever version of Survivor. I wish it had a different name, but they won this new show,
Survivor Light.
What this is now.
Yes. Well, and
you know what's bad? I forget their names all the time, and we watched them and covered those 2 seasons, and I forget the winners' names all the time.
As I'm saying, I've actually like done the math recently. I made more videos than any other like Survivor person in my channel history compared to anyone else's channel history because I do daily content, and yet I forget Erica's name all the time. Like, that's a problem. I forget even Marianne's name, a character that's supposed to be larger than life. I forget her name all the time. I've made, I think, close to 200 videos now, more than almost anybody who makes a Survivor content, and yet I forget Erica's name. I forget Marianne's name. Like, I'm like, wait, who is that? Oh yeah, Erica. Like, I never do that. I can name you every winner 1 through 40 without skipping a beat, and I always stop and say, wait, is it Erica? Like,
yeah.
It's
and these are coming from guys like we know all the other 40 winners. We know them by heart.
Right. But, yeah, and that's the issue, right? Because we have
I guess 39.
Because obviously, like these first few episodes have been after the Ellie boot have been pretty mid at best. Like, mid is a nice way to say it. You can argue that they've been poor episodes. So we expect this big like blindside in episode 8, and we actually get it, but it's just edited abysmally. Like, horrible does not do justice. This was edited horribly. So to me, it just sucks. It sucks.
Shadow saying we have a huge hatred for Erica. It's the opposite. When we say we really remember them, it's the opposite of hatred. It's indifference.
Right. Well, it's a level of we're almost if anything, we're actually it's the opposite. We're mad at the producers for not showing us someone who actually should win the game. They showed us a C tier character or a tier character, but a C tier player. You know, in Marianne's case, and that's not supposed to be the winner. Like, you can't edit like that. That's not gonna get your viewers to respect, you know, who the winner is as a player. And that really is one of the biggest goals of a season, is to get you to, you know, learn why the person won the season. That's one of the bigger parts of the story. So for them to keep failing at that is very frustrating. And then on top of that, this episode again, I don't want to get broad on just the whole future of Survivor. Just kind of shrinking it back to this episode just is really disappointing, because this episode could have been something really, really good and a nice rebound episode. And to me, this didn't. I mean, I guess it didn't make it worse, but it definitely didn't help. To me, at least, this season was not helped by this episode at all. If you have any questions, get them in the chat now.
I think Cassie's winning low-key, honestly, though.
That's crazy.
I mean, she can. I mean, she does.
Yeah,
I think that's
we were so close to having like no women on the season. Now to have a female.
Well, we're getting closer.
Yeah, we're getting closer now.
That's lost in all this.
How many people are left now? Like 7, right?
I would love if Carla and Cassie got to the end with a dude and the dude. Because it's like, it's a
that's what feels weird, right? If a woman did win and it's like one woman left and wins, you don't think they should be getting a huge edit? It's almost like overcoming like
Carla's the
like reverse Chris.
Yeah, I guess, but it doesn't feel like I'm the last woman edit though. Gonna be, you know.
Carla. I mean, I'm okay with that.
Feels like Carla.
Well, because I mean, the last time we had something like this was like Chris from Vanuatu, and he was like the last dude for like a long time. Like, if there's still two, as long as there's still two women left, and not like no one's the last person there. And I have a feeling that neither Carla or Cassie are going out next episode. So,
they should have casted Carla. He would have been way better on this season.
I have a feeling that neither of them are going home next episode, which would mean there's 4 dudes left and 2 women, I think, right?
Yeah, I mean, people usually get upset about the ratio to genders, but it always does usually even out. Like, it was 5-3 like last.
I mean, like most of the final 2s for a while were male and female. So like,
well, it's funny because in 42 is the opposite. Or no, sorry, was it 41? Right? Or was the opposite? Like all of like the men were going early. And then
41.
And then it evened out. Right? It ended up being 2 men at the end. In fact, in the final, what was it? 5? It was 4 guys and 1 girl. So I mean, it's like, no, sorry. 2 girls and 3 guys. Because Heather, oh my god, Heather's so forgettable. Yeah, but
oh god,
Jesus, I can't believe that she was on the show. Like, I completely forgot.
She was on the show.
Really? She was literally at the final 4, and I had to really think about it. Like, wait, oh yeah, Heather exists. Like, that's insane. That's a problem.
Every season has had a woman in the finale episode, right?
Yeah.
There's never been. Oh well,
final 5 men. No.
Wait, do you mean like a female like in the final 2 or 3, or just in the finale?
Well, they're in the finale.
I know, but I'm saying like, are you just talking about like the final two?
No. Final three. I know there's been just guys for final three.
Yeah, because there's Clay and Brian or whatever.
Right? There's also what was it? Fabio, Chase, and Sash.
But then like a couple seasons later, there was an all female final three.
But like, there's never been like men ran the season all the way to the end. Like there's a huge men like 6 men still at the end.
I guess
it's only happened for women.
The closest thing maybe like a season 30, maybe, where it's like, yes, Mama C's there, but for the most part, it's men running it. It's men.
Bro, and even when the women running, they still fumbled the bag in Vanuatu, and Chris was able to win.
That's fumbled the bag,
yeah. Bro. L, you lost a life.
That's like all they do is people worried about a men running the season. Like that hasn't happened so far. So why? Like even if it happened once, okay.
If hasn't happened,
women have done it. So they like.
That's the thing. It's like there is a level to me of like. There is an edit there for Carla. If Carla wins, although all obviously me personally, I won't like it, and I know us all.
I'd understand it though.
Well, but I would totally understand it. I would 100% get it. She at least was shown playing the game good. We can disagree as to whether or not her game was actually good, but she was shown playing the game and making moves, and at least taking credit for them. And like to me, that at least works.
Carly, you just won $1 million.
But if Cassidy wins the game. No.
Yeah.
How much food products do you think Carla would buy with all that?
I was going to say, like, Carly, you just won $1 million. Where are you going now? I'm going to
Arby's.
Well, it's actually $500,000 thanks to Obama. Thanks a lot, Biden. Thanks a lot, Biden, for the $500,000.
Yeah, we need a Jeff Kemp back on.
So he just like a different, what, the same thing but with a different president.
Yeah, it's like, sorry, Carla, we're sending half your money to Ukraine.
He's so pissed off.
Hilarious. That's perfect.
Imagine like they tell you that you can't have your winter money because of like some global like crisis or whatever.
But you're like a leftist, so you can't say anything about it.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like, yes, thank you.
We're giving your
I'm so happy
money
to not have any money
to starving kids in Africa.
Yeah. I'm so happy to not have my money. Yeah, I don't know. To me, this episode was disappointment. What's the LVP here?
The episode itself is the LVP.
Yes, exactly.
I guess I'm gonna give Sammy the LVP.
Yeah, Sammy is the LVP.
I was gonna give Sammy the LVP too.
It is.
Dude, like his like falling off a cliff.
Like he just said like he's like
yeah. Go ahead.
He said he wanted to make a work with Carla in the next episode. He's voting her out. So
yeah,
that's kind of
very confusing. And then I guess the next close person's Owen. Like it really is. This is Sammy.
Owen, but Owen's kind of like he's still in the spot where he's
right. And also Owen's edit is on the uptick. He's gotten more and more content. Sammy's only gotten worse in edit.
Maybe Gabler for attempting to take out Jesse and nothing happened.
But at least Gabler's in the majority and fully knows what's going on, and it's actually kind of planning it himself.
Like, so Carla was the only one that wasn't in imminent danger this episode.
I mean, she got 2 votes on her.
What do you mean she got 2 votes? What are you talking about?
I mean, but like she was never actually gonna go.
Cody was the safest this episode.
I would say it's a bad episode for Sammy and Carla coming off last week.
Really? You feel like?
Well, just consider they seemed like they were starting to form the power, and then this week they almost were up for elimination. And
I guess Cody would be the MVP since he was never actually going to go. Like Jesse, like could have maybe not. It was probably never actually going to happen. But like no one was actually about Cody's name.
If Cassidy because like the more I think about it, the more Cassidy has such a similar edit to Marianne and Erica. Like
I think it's even worse than their edits. I don't even think this is.
It is worse. It's like no.
Why I think she's gonna win.
I think Erica's edit's worse. I think it is because she was shown the entire season. Her and Heather were just on the bottom. Period. And end of story. At least Cassidy was alliance members with people who are in power.
Yeah, but this is like Erica if Heather was playing better than Erica.
Right, but that's better because now Heather's in a better spot. So that means Erica's attaching herself to people who are in power.
No, like because Cassie's basically like played the same game. Erica, hear me out. Like they both are on the blue tribes. They both basically never went to tribal council before the merge, and then they just latched. They got someone that they could trust, and they latched on with them the entire game. Boom.
No. Right. You guys are right on paper. I'm just saying edit wise from people watching the show.
The difference being that at least Cassidy.
I think Cassie's played a better game technically.
I think Erica, I agree, but it's close, and it's too close for comfort. And it's definitely near the Marianne realm.
Well, wasn't Erica's whole thing is she never voted incorrectly or whatever? Is that did that happen?
No,
she voted right.
That was like Natalie saying from Samoa.
I was gonna say.
I think she voted incorrectly a couple times.
Yeah, I was gonna say Erica's thing was that she voted incorrect. She was never in the majority. No one ever told her to vote, and she was supposed to be the merge.
No, her thing is that she was a lamb and she turned into a lion, and she made merch off
that. Lamb to lion. Yeah. She told goofy ass up. Anyways, so
she made merch off it though.
Get that furry shit out of here.
Yeah, we're all straight with that. And then MVP it has to go to Jesse, right?
Yeah,
he
Jesse.
plans the Noel blind side. He gets a great edit.
I don't know. People, I think they might start to turn on him. But
no. Obviously, I mean,
but they were always going to turn on Jesse. Yeah,
they weren't going to turn on Cody.
We all think that it's probably going to be Noel or Carla win, maybe Cody win. So, but we're saying right now the MVP for this episode is Jesse.
Yeah, if you want, yeah.
Jesse's been playing the best game.
I was gonna vote for Cody because he's better than him. But what do you mean?
The player he's not gonna get voted out. Episode. He did not play better than Jesse this episode.
Cody didn't have that whole step one down.
Yeah, which is why I'm voting for him because that shit was corny as hell. Like,
okay, but it doesn't matter because who had the better episode?
They should have had a Cody scene where it's like step 1, living. Step 2, vote with Jesse.
Levels. That's funny.
That was literally Russell. You got to be unlimited. Like that was Russell Wilson level. Like, that shit was step 1. And,
I can't hear you.
Paused and stuff, and then it was like pause on like an awkward frame or whatever, and they like had step 1. You do whatever. How many steps were there? Like 3. It was 3.
It was 3, but they like showed them multiple times.
Something about a fall guy, and then like have backup plan, and then.
Like, everyone should have had a moment.
Create a what is it, a decoy or something?
Yeah, decoy. Vote,
idiotic.
Like a backup plan.
This episode pisses me off so much.
But like,
what's going on over there in the Sky Lantern universe?
I'm actually gonna. I know it sounds crazy. I'm actually probably gonna upload a video either Friday or Saturday.
That's
hold on. Freeze frame. Sky. Step 1. Step uploads video on Saturday. Step 2.
Gets views. Step 3 collects money from YouTube. Go ahead.
I might actually upload a video on Survivant.
Oh my lord, we're getting it's.
It might be a double header or Sunday. Who knows?
Double header Sunday. I was gonna say, and Bitter. What's going on over
there? Nothing.
Zilch, nada, ernt, scat, as they say on
Family Feud.
Scat? As they say on Family Feud. Anyways, so
oh wow. No, but we could have got like a bunch of moments this episode where like Carla's like step 1. Make rest. Step 2, eat all the rest. Step 3, don't tell anyone.
Digest it. Like what? Okay, guys. Well, none of this happens without you guys. You guys are the viewers. You make it all. None of this happens without you guys. Again, check this podcast out and all of our Power Ranking podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, wherever you get the damn podcasts. I swear it's going to be there. Look up Survivor Spencer. It'll be there. And if that's what I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.